Hello, welcome to Halloween, October 31st, and then the cards go through next Sunday, which would be the 6th of November. Hard to, grasp that we're already here. So thank you for being here, and as always, take what might resonate with you and leave the rest behind. It can be different for everybody, and especially in a generalized reading like this. So today I am using the Wild Unknown, and it features animals heavily. If you haven't seen this one before, though our first card doesn't, or first few, or couple anyway. The first one that we did get for Monday, the 31st, is the Three of Discs or Pentacles, an Earth card. And I feel like we got this one not too many weeks ago. It has a creative energy. It has energy of getting things accomplished, especially working with other people. There's a harmony in group work with this card. I'll bring it a little bit closer since these are new, so you can see that. You can see the pentacles down on the bottom there in front of the mountain, which, are very much a sign of stability and anchoring and growth here. So good day maybe to launch something or work collaboratively with other people. And then on Tuesday, we have the Star. So we have more majors this week than any other time since I've been doing these videos. And sometimes the Star is referred to as the Star of Hope. It can be a little bit spacey if you're, looking for a bit of a shadow side here, like you might feel a bit ungrounded. But on the positive side, the light side here, it is inspiring, looking up, seeing that light, your guiding star, and so forth. So Tuesday could be a day, maybe you find some inspiration somewhere, or you feel like you're making kind of a breakthrough, that you're getting what you need to feel good about yourself and to possibly, gain some ground on something you've been working on. Could be internal, could be more external. But the Star is supportive of you moving into a more conscious state. On Wednesday, we get another major, and this time a very different energy, even though it comes earlier in the deck a bit from the Star, and this is the Tower. I love this depiction of it. You've got some kind of a evergreen here, hit by lightning, and burning, perhaps burning down. Very typical of the Tower to see buildings struck by lightning or something that's a destructive force. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing at all. It could be totally quiet for you. It could be a very subtle inner kind of change. I mean, the majors tend to have more long-lasting effects on us, stronger effects than the minors do. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it needs to be very visible to other people or noticeable to them, or, really disruptive to you. Sometimes it's just that, I got it. I realize I need to let go of this old thing. And there's definitely more transformational energy coming up for the week. So Tower moment, you see things differently, and perhaps are ready to let go of an old vision or an old paradigm, something like that. And it's a number 7. In the numerology, I mean, it's a 16, but you add the 1 and 6 and you get the 7, and all the 7s are about preparation for changing things, what's happening on the inside that's about to be manifested on the outside. And I forgot to mention also that the Star is number 8, so that takes us into that infinity sign. And and that energy that cycles repeatedly. We also have another major for Thursday, and this is the devil. He's one of the cutest little devils I've ever seen. This reminds me much more of Pan, that kind of an energy, not the satanic energy, but the devilish nature, the playful, the mischievous. So when we get to that place on Thursday, we can ask ourselves, a little bit trickier side, is there anything that's bedeviling me right now? What has been something that I just can't quite get a grip on, can't find a solution to things like that, maybe plaguing you in some way, hopefully not in some awful way, but in more just maybe an annoyance or something like that. So you can take the energy and try to get playful with it. What's a creative way at looking of looking at your situation, or being playful with it? I feel like that's the really good energy of the devil. The devil can also be very passionate. Think back to the Greek mythology and the god Pan and his pipes, and running around in the mountains with the nymphs and so forth. There's that aspect to it as well. When we get to Friday, you might want a quiet day. The Hermit card, the last of our majors, and that's 4 for the week. So that's a pretty strong energy system that's coming through this week. And it's nice that by the time Friday comes around, we've got some encouragement here. Stay home, relax, if that's what feels right to you. I'll bring it a little closer just to make sure that you can see this is a cute little turtle here, back into the shell with a candle sitting on top, because enlightenment, illumination from within is, associated with this card. So what can you look at from your internal wise self? Sometimes, this is seen as a crone, so it doesn't matter what the gender is, but there's the masculine aspect of it, or there's the feminine aspect of it. You can think about how that might apply to you. What is inside there that's some perhaps ancient wisdom, or wisdom from your elders that you have learned that could perhaps be brought forward on Friday and studied in some way, or just you can sit with it and see what comes up. On Saturday, there's the energy of the 10 of Swords, and this card's pretty intense. It's mental, and we spend a lot of our energy in the mental world, probably to our own detriment. At least a lot of people believe so, that we don't embody enough because we're not thinking about our bodies, we're not feeling them, we're just using our thoughts. This is encouragement to let go of that, to let go of a situation again that's been problematic, something that's been bugging you, something where you might even feel powerless, helpless to make a change. You come to the end of it, let it go. I can't help but think that this is awfully close to the midterm elections, and I know here in the States, the tension is high, people are keyed up. I think practically everyone is ready for this to be over. So, there could be some energy like that, vote, do your thing, and then let it go. Of course, this would be early voting. And then when we get to Sunday, we end up with just an absolutely fantastic card, and that is the Ace of Cups. So you got this big chalice, which is a very common image in many decks for this card. Self-love is a classic meaning of this. How can you allow your cup to be filled by the universe? How is your own heart like a chalice that can fill with self-love, and, you know, let it pump through your body via the heart and come back renewed. That is the energy of this card. So maybe on Sunday, it's a great day, especially after giving up something, letting go of an old bother on Saturday with the Ten of Swords, and then really feeling unburdened by that and looking for gratitude. What is working well in your life? What can you be happy about? Who are the people you love? What are your connections, and how can you celebrate those? So, a little bit of recap here. We just have one card that's an earth energy, and that's our Monday, the Three of Discs. So again, good day to get some practical things done, work with others. And then we have the other minors on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday next weekend. So the 10, letting go, which is a 1 energy, also in numerology, as well as the Ace, of course, a 1. So there is letting go and starting over kind of energy. And then the swords, I mentioned earlier, are mental thoughts, thought energies. And then the cups, as in the Ace of Cups here, are emotions for us, the psychic world, the way that we might communicate with our own hearts. And, you know, that's much more of a feeling. It could be a conversation, but I think feeling that is really important and helpful too. So I also drew a card for us that is the Wild Unknown, and this is more of an oracle type deck that features only animals. And what came up for us today was the horse. I love horses. Not that, you know, I've been somebody who has consistently been around them, but I think they are beautiful creatures, majestic, and probably the way I'm most familiar with them, honestly, is through their symbolism. You know, working as a poet or teaching literature, things like that. And they do frequently for writers represent a kind of freedom, an energy, an instinct. But I am also, let me grab my book here, going to read about this card for you to get, excuse me, wrong book, to get the creators, the author of this book, her perspective. So horse, she sees it as an energy that is earthy and stands for momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. So the horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, like through exercise, and mental focus, like through meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. So hopefully that adds a bit more grounding. I was just talking about how we only have the one earth energy card this week, though I feel like, you know, with the devil, you know, that's an earth energy too. And for me, even the hermit is a bit of a cross between earth and water there, though it's depicted frequently as a male figure, the hermit. There's a lot of androgyny there, so a balancing of that masculine and feminine. So as I mentioned before, I hope this helps you. If you are interested in a personal reading, please let me know. Contact me at tarotwithtanya@gmail.com. My website information is at the end of the video, as well as in the description box underneath this. And I want to say that I'm sorry, there have probably been some issues with the sound quality, and I have a new microphone on the way, so that should make things better. So hopefully by next Sunday, for next week's readings, 7 cards, I'll have that sufficiently mastered so that I can do a better job with that. So thank you again for being here, beloveds. I wish you the most peaceful and wonderful, productive week that you can have.